Yeah, Lions only. Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth. Jermall Charlo, Lions only. He said he's coming back to 154 pounds. He wants y'all to know. Once again, PSA, Lions only, Houston's own. Jermall Charlo said he's returning to 154 pounds. Now, you guys see on the screen, Twin Charlo, which is the smaller, slightly smaller Charlo, he posted this on his stories. It says, just know I'm back at 154 pounds, the king of the super welterweight division. Been on a good sabbatical after the Canelo fight. I told you guys before the fight, I like Jermall Charlo. I like the Charlos. I like what they've brought to the game. But I didn't like the Canelo fight. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it again like Jodeci. I'm not a big fan or pusher of, call me old school, but I'm not a big fan of weight class jumping in this new modern age of acting like this is a goddamn video game, Marvel versus Capcom, and you got people who are just disrespecting weight classes. I didn't come up in that. That's not the era of boxing I know. Yes, you had great people like Roberto Duran, who was a lightweight and then moved up. But I mean, this is the generational puncher, first of all, in Roberto Duran, hands of stone. So he was able to, over time, do that, right? But he also has generational power. They said he knocked out a mule and stuff like that. Then you have other people like my guy, Roy Jones. Didn't I just say that? That's what it takes sometimes. You take something, I come and get it. Okay, still had a good night. Coming to get back, Pensacola in a hat, right? My boy, Roy Jones Jr., he moved all the way up to heavyweight. But it was a process. It was a gradual process. It wasn't like he just woke up like he was fighting against Virgil Hill, and in the next fight, he was fighting against John Ruiz. It was a gradual process. Stop Virgil Hill with a body shot. Y'all must have forgot, right? Y'all must have forgot. It was a process. So that's what I respect. Andre Ward, one of the best to ever do it. I learned a lot from him, just from covering him and him being in my area or whatever. But Andre Ward, he didn't let HBO punk him, and I'll forever respect him for that. HBO, I think they wanted him to foolishly take Kovalev as his first fight in a new division, but Ward is too smart for that. He's not going to let you pigeonhole him and put him in some kind of weirdo deficit. So he said, I'll fight Kovalev. I'm Andre Ward. I'm SOG, son of God. Don't worry about that. It's all good. I'll fight him. Give me two. He could be the third fight. Give me two tune-ups. And that's what he did. And I was for I covered Ward's whole end of his career. Paul Smith fight, when he finally came back from the Goosen, thing that kept him out the ring. Covered both Kovalev fights and then the tune-up fights. I covered where he's at Sullivan Barrera, and then also when he fought Alexander Brand. That's how you do it. So I have too many memories of these gold standard fighters and monumental careers and milestone moments where fighters did it the right way, where they, like Evander Holyfield, he's another person. Usyk, he's someone from the more modern, but we'll start with Evander Holyfield. He was a cruiserweight. He ran through everyone he needed to run through at cruiserweight, the big opportunities at heavyweight, then he moved up. I'm okay with that because clearly he's a legendary heavyweight. So they had a Sega game, Real Deal Boxing. So clearly he had what it takes to make his name, because I think more people even know him from his heavyweight fights, like the bite fight with Mike Tyson. I want to eat on Holyfield. Yeah. You know what I mean? They know him from a lot of what he did from heavyweight, more so than even cruiserweight. So that's another, beating Buster Douglas and stuff after he beat Mike Tyson. So Evander Holyfield is another person who's done it right. More recently, like I said, Usyk. Charlo, he moved from 54 coming off a hand injury and moved up like 14 pounds or whatever to fight a quality guy like Canelo at 168. That didn't make sense to me. That's why I tell you, I don't really want to see Crawford move from 54 to 168 to fight Canelo either. And I get it, before you try to get mad at Boxing Ego, oh, Crawford's a different guy, different animal. I don't care about none of that. He's a good fighter. He's a great fighter, skilled fighter, cover a lot of Crawford's fights. I don't like it. I don't like fights where there's a built-in excuse where, I'm not saying you can never move up, but when you start bypassing multiple weight classes, that's when it's a problem for me. Like Amir Khan, he don't even have the power or the chin at 140 or 147, and you fighting Canelo at Canelo weight past 154 at Canelo weight to 155. That's stupid to me. Or Kell Brook, people say, hey, step it up, fight, Keith Thurman or stuff like that. We wanted to see you fight, because since Sean Porter, Kell Brook hadn't really been fighting quality welterweight names. He was fighting No Dan and JoJo, Casey and JoJo, and all these weird Dan Bezier and Kevin Bezier and all these weird Kevin Federlines and UK type of matchmaking. People wanted Kell Brook to fight like a Pacquiao or Thurman at the time. Top guys, Errol Spence. He moved all the way up and fight stupid fight with Golovkin. Hey, no, guys, this Max is this Posh is nah. Bro, that was stupid. And I said it, the great thing about me in this boxing, I'm the king of consistency. All of these things that I've said, you can go back and the videos are still up. I know, and I distinctly remember criticizing Amir Khan in the Canelo fight. I have 7 reasons Amir Khan shouldn't fight Canelo at 155. And when he got knocked out and snot came out of his nose, then you guys understood it. Same thing with Kell Brook. I told you the Triple G fight was stupid and we was gonna see what happened. And oh, but he had some success. Oh, but he got his orbital broken. So again, same thing with Jermell. Jermall Charlo moved up to fight Canelo at his preferred weight, where he been fighting several fights. Canelo wouldn't do that. Canelo wouldn't have 0 fights at 175 and then fight Beterbiev, you know what I mean? Or fight even a Bivol. He wouldn't come 14 pounds under, come from 160 and move up to 75. But since it's Canelo, he was calling the shots, and Jermall Charlo probably thirsty for the payday and thought he could do something with it. But then the fight was boring because Jermall Charlo, with that big jump straight away, he wasn't able to hurt Canelo. So Canelo, and the other thing is Canelo got a good beard. He got a good chin. So if you don't acclimate to the division, good luck hurting him. You know what I mean? You would at least have to hit him with some punches that you didn't see coming. So I really think, I'm happy that Jermall Charlo was back, but I think it was a gift and a curse. It was probably a gift for his family and, making money. He made a lot of money in the Canelo fight, but it also set him back. And I didn't prefer the fight because you could have fought Tim Tszyu by now. You wouldn't have, anybody at the time at 54, you could have fought like Boachuk or one of these guys at 54, and it probably wouldn't have looked as one-sided as you at 168 versus Canelo. So I think Jermall Charlo kind of damaged his brand a bit in that moment by taking the Canelo fight, because it was really one-sided where he lost every round and he got dropped in the fight. And he didn't really throw enough punches. I'm happy he's back at 54. It's very interesting. I'm curious how he's going to look coming from such a high weight, but I don't think he's naturally a 168 pounder. So hopefully he'll be good. The other thing that's interesting is Madrimov is about to fight Crawford. So the winner of that, if Charlo is saying he's the king of the super middleweights, that opens up to a potential big fight with the winner of Madrimov Crawford. I'm not sure at this point. I haven't done any research if there's a rematch clause, but again, that's a beautiful option. Boachuk's fighting Virgil Ortiz. I mean, imagine if Virgil Ortiz wins and you put Charlo and Virgil Ortiz in Texas. Again, I don't know, because there's Golden Boy and, Turkey. I don't know if these fights are likely to happen, but I am saying that there's a lot of options starting to open back up at 54, or with Jermall Charlo coming back to 54. Even the Jerome Boots in his fight if Boots, it looked like he struggled a bit to make the weight. You know, maybe if they can get something done with Jerron Ennis and Jermell Charlo at 54, these are all great fights. So I think Charlo being back in his rightful division there's a lot of opportunity, and I think that's where he belongs. Let me know what you guys think.